Dear mom and dad, I'm doing fine. You guys are on my mind. You asked me what I wanted to be, and now I think the answer is plain to see. I wanna be a famous. I wanna live close to the sun. So pick your bags, cause I've already won. Everything to prove, nothing in my way. I'll get there one day. Cause I wanna be a famous. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, y'all. Oh, didn't see you there. Hi, welcome to my channel. Total Drama Island is one of my favorite cartoon series ever. I remember when I used to want to stay up on weekdays just to watch an episode, I needed a smidge, a taste. It was very important to me, not just because it was a good show, but also because it was everything that was happening was canon, meaning that something that happened in the past episode would affect something that would happen in the next episode. So what Total Drama Island was a cartoon version of shows like Survivor, The Amazing Race, just reality TV in cartoon form. One of the things that I loved about it is that it was quite mature. So as an 11-year-old watching 16-year-olds engage in all these activities that required them to do things that I knew I wouldn't be able to do in real life, even if money was on the line. It was very entertaining. Um, if you didn't get the opportunity to watch Total Drama Island or any of the Total Drama seasons growing up, I'm sorry that you had to miss out on such an important and formative part of your childhood. I used to know those seasons like the back of my hand. Originally, it had 6 seasons. The first season was called Total Drama Island. The second season was Total Drama Action. The third season was Total Drama World Tour. The fourth season was Total Drama Revenge of the Island. The fifth season was Total Drama All Stars. The sixth season was Total Drama Pagatel Island. And then the seventh season, where it's just a bunch of random characters, which I didn't enjoy as much and couldn't really finish on my rewatch of the whole Total Drama series a couple of years ago, was called Total Drama Around the World, I think. See, I can't even remember the title because I cared so little for it. I didn't really love that series, that season specifically. But overall, the Total Drama series was spectacular. It was amazing. Give me 14 of those right now. If they were to make another season, I would be set for it. I would watch. What will I be doing today, you might ask, and why am I telling you all of that? Well, today I will be deciding which Total Drama characters are Trump supporters.
What?
That's the whole video. There's no reason behind it. I just thought it would be interesting, and I am here to test that theory. Will it be interesting or not? Okay, I will make formative and knowledgeable, well researched, depending on the knowledge I still retain from when I was 11 years old to 3 years ago when I rewatched the whole series in a couple of months. I will be using that knowledge of the characters, their actions, their interactions with other characters in the whole series to make my decisions. Would they be Trump supporters today or not? It is also worth noting that Total Drama Island, or the first season of Total Drama, aired in 2007. So, for the sake of consistency for the whole video, let's just assume that all of them were 17 years old, because I just knew that they were teenagers. I don't know if they were 16, 17, 18, or even if they were varying in ages. But for the sake of consistency for this video, let's just assume that all of them are 17 years old. If they were 17 years old in 2007, that means that they were all born in 1990. Damn, they're old. Not old, but like they're, you know what I mean. Um, anyway, someone born in 1990 in 2025 would be 35. Interesting. So as of 2025, they're all eligible to vote. Let's pretend that the series was not Canadian. Let's pretend it was American. and say that, they're old enough to vote and they can make their own decisions, but everything that I will be deducing will be based on decisions they made when they were 17. So in a way, it is fair. First off on the list, I want to start with the seniors. I want to start with the showrunner, the boss, the king, the oppressor, Chris McLean. Now, Chris McLean was a very interesting character. We all know that he is quite a wealthy man. He is white. So, in addition to him having privileges because of his wealth, he also has privileges because of being a white man. He, I assume, was in his 30s in 2007 when it originally aired. That man put those kids through it. Okay, he did not care about anything. And as the seasons progress, you can see that this man starts getting more and more unhinged, specifically during World Tour. Because what do you mean they had to jump out of a plane every time in a country, every episode, every time they had to do a challenge? That was unhinged. Every time they went home, they had to jump out of a plane. And if they were too scared to jump out of the plane, he would kick them. Sometimes he would kick them out of the plane with not even their parachutes on.
Win for us.
It's a half-hour show.
Sometimes their parachutes would fail. Sometimes they would not open. Sometimes they would tear. He is a very wealthy man who is very cheap. Okay, I get that that is how you maintain your wealth, but their lives were at stake. And again, as the seasons progress, he gets more and more unhinged. He gets arrested at some point of the show. In Revenge of the Island, they return to the original island of season 1. And because Chris McLean is an environmental terrorist, he kept toxic waste on the island, which ruined the natural population of the island. It mutated animals, the wildlife went insane, and everything was just, that was a bizarre season. Anyway, this man is very wealthy and he's obviously a capitalist. He owns helicopters, he has a private island, or maybe multiple private islands, he has a resort. But he still underpays everyone around him, and he does not care about the well-being of anyone around him except himself, even his best friend, Chef, who we will get to after him. I think it is safe to say that he would vote for Trump. He would vote for Trump simply because of the fact that he does not care about anyone except himself, and he wants to retain his wealth. And we know how Trump feels about billionaires and wealthy people. The rich have to get richer under him. Okay, so we can deduce that Chris McLean is a Trump supporter. But what about Chef, his best friend? Unlike Chris, he's not wealthy, and unlike Chris, he's not white. He's a black man working as the chef for those teenagers in every season of the show, not only as a chef or private chef for Chris, but he sometimes helps him host awards or do his bidding, set up challenges. There's a lot that he does outside of being a chef. His name specifically is Chef Hatchet. I don't know if that is his real first name, but that is what he's called. He's called Chef Hatchet. He's deranged. He's insane. Not as equally deranged as Chris. Chris is more unhinged type of crazy. Chef is more scary type of crazy in the sense that you do not want to cross him. Chris, you can cross, and he'll be like, I'm gonna call my lawyers on you. Chef will follow you with a knife. He never cared. He's underpaid, overworked. He does not care about a single thing. And he doesn't have a family, so he really has nothing to lose. So I don't think that he would vote for Trump. I feel like he's a yes man to Chris, but I don't think he would necessarily be a Trump supporter. He would be a yes man even in political matters. He knows, he's smart. I feel like he knows what would be at stake if he were to vote for him, and he knows the country will never be the same if he were to become president. Therefore, I do not think he would be a conservative, but at the same time, he does not like gay people. I feel like he's the type of man who does not like gay people. He says that being gay is unnatural, and gender roles, he doesn't care much for them. He obviously works as a chef, so he doesn't believe that the role of a woman is in the kitchen. But when it comes to queer matters, he will be like, gay people are natural. I don't trust trans people. But because he's black, he will not say anything about immigrants or brown people. So for that specific reason, he will be on Trump's side. He will say Trump has some points, but I can't vote for him. He also doesn't like queer people, even though he dresses in drag sometimes. So he's quite a complicated man, but I don't think he's a Trump supporter. Now let's get to the contestants. Originally in the first season in Total Drama Island, the first season saw 22 contestants, all teenagers from different backgrounds, different personalities, come together on this island to fight for the prize at the end of the season. If you haven't watched the show, it's fine. I will not say who wins if you still want to watch it. I won't mention that, but I may mention some of the people who lose along the show. So don't be too sad when that happens. Okay, but I won't mention the winner. Let's start with Noah. Noah was an interesting character in the sense that he was that sarcastic, nerdy character who you always wanted to punch in the face. He's one of the people who left early in the show, mostly because he pissed everyone off in one specific challenge when he didn't want to participate in dodgeball.
I'm glad someone is trying today.
Oh, sorry. Woohoo! Way to throw those murder balls. Go team, go!
Nice team spirit.
Because he thought he was better than everyone else and was reading a book through it all. So we can deduce that he is a nerd. He's very annoying. He's a know-it-all. But would he vote for Trump? That's the important question. I feel like he wouldn't. I feel like Noah, as a person of color, knows what's at stake. He reads a lot. I'm pretty sure he's on Reddit. He seems like a Reddit kid. He probably at some stage of his life watched beheadings just for entertainment on a random Tuesday afternoon at 3:30 after school. He would just watch beheadings and the mafia chopping people's fingers while they scream, and would eat popcorn while watching it. He never cared about anyone or anything. But at the same time, he cares about himself. He's very self-centered. He's very egotistical. He cares about what's at stake for him. So he would not vote for Trump. But he would also not be a Democrat in the sense that he would never vote. He believes that capitalism is a joke. He believes that the world has been going to crap, has been going down the toilet since the beginning of humanity, and there's no hope, and that we're all here to die. Therefore, Noah would be a non-voter simply because he believes that no one can save America, let alone the world. People are hopeless. All they're gonna do is die and be forgotten as time goes on, and your great-great-grandchildren won't even remember your name or know your face. Next we have Ezekiel. Ezekiel is one of the characters I hate the most in this show. No one made my blood boil more than Ezekiel in the first few seasons of Total Drama.
Well, I just don't get why we lost, eh? They're the ones that have 6 girls.
What's that supposed to mean?
In Total Drama World Tour, he meets an interesting demise. I will not say what happens to him. He does not die, but his end is crazy. And throughout season 3 or Total Drama World Tour, we see a type of characterization that has never been seen before. He goes through changes because of something he went through. And I think that was crazy, to be honest. That was a crazy, if real people were to play these characters, I really want that to happen someday. Hopefully I'm still alive to see it happen, but I really want them to make a real live action remake of Total Drama, specifically Action and Island, Action being the second season and Island being the first. World Tour, I feel like people would die. I don't want them to make World Tour or Revenge of the Island. Those were just, because they're cartoon characters, they have immunity and they can't die, but real people would have died in those seasons, and I'm good. But Island, I would like to see a live action remake of it. With Ezekiel, I feel like, he was described as being homeschooled all his life. Does that give him a pass to be misogynistic, exclusionary, potentially racist, sexist? And I think he may be homophobic. Would he vote for Trump? I feel like online, he would be one of those people who would make TikToks. He would look like he smells, and he would make TikToks being all like, make our country great again, um, if you know what's good for you, vote for the right person. And then he would never vote. But like mindset wise, he's a Trump supporter. He's very misogynistic. And for that, I will put him under conservative because I feel like he is also one of the people who believes that people shouldn't be gay. Queer people are normal. The woman belongs in the kitchen and the man should provide for the family, all of those things. So I feel like he would vote for Trump. He probably has before, but because of his mental state, he's unfit to live alone and make his own decisions. So, DJ. DJ is a sweetheart, one of my favorite characters in total drama history. He tends to piss me off because of how much of a sissy he is. I feel like DJ would be a Democrat. DJ believes that Kamala is brat. DJ listens to Ethel Kane but believes in none of the things that she sings about. He just listens to her because she makes him cry and she makes him feel. And he's just like, wow, that's beautiful music because it made me feel and made me cry. And I did not believe people could sing about these things. He loves women. He loves women. He is a feminist. The first woman he ever loved was his mother.
I think I'd be a good contestant for Total Drama Island because I'm kind and courteous, I work well with others, and I'm strong, and, well, I was raised right. Thanks, Mom. Actually, my mom's the reason I want to win. She taught me that I can be anything I want. I love you, Mom. That's it.
He only has one white ex-girlfriend. He's very woke, but not too woke, but he is woke. He believes in causes, and he would vote for Kamala. He loves nature as well. So I believe that he wants harmony and peace for everyone. So he would vote for Kamala because to him, she would be providing a new perspective of things in politics. So he would have wanted to see where that went. Next, we have Duncan. I love Duncan. I love Duncan. I love Duncan.
Come to Papa.
My man, where's my man? Where's my man?
He's one of my favorite characters, especially in the first season, because at first he presents himself as this ruffian, raced on the wrong side of the tracks type person. Apparently he's been in juvie a few times, been in and out of juvie a few times in his teenage life. I feel like he may go to jail for killing someone in his adult life because he doesn't have anger issues, but he does not want to be misjudged or looked down on. He doesn't want people to underestimate him. Therefore, he would go over and beyond to prove himself and to prove to people why they should be afraid of him. Politically speaking, he would never believe in Trump because in a few seasons of Total Drama, he has been revealed to be a bit of a softie. He loves nature. He loves protecting animals. He cares about people. He's had crushes on a few girls. So I feel like him voting for Kamala would make sense. He's woke, but low-key woke. He's not too woke. He will not talk about people's rights in public. He will not make it obvious that he's woke. But trust me, he's low-key a feminist. He believes that everyone deserves a right to live and that no one should be persecuted just for being alive. But at the same time, he's not afraid to take a life. Okay, so I think this one's a little tricky, but I think he may be a Democrat. He believes in the freedom of all people. So the Democrats' ideals align with his in a way. Gwen. I used to have such a huge crush on Gwen. My first wife, she's so hot. Gwen is easily a Democrat. She's easily a Democrat. She's a feminist. She has a gay best friend. She has a girl best friend and a gay best friend. They form a trio. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I have nothing really negative to say about Gwen. Just that sometimes her personality does tend to get in the way of her achieving her goals. Either she's too hot-headed or she doesn't stand on business enough, and that sometimes may hold her back a bit. But otherwise, I don't really have anything negative to say about Gwen. She's hot, and she I don't want to say perfect, but she's up there. She's definitely up there. Harold. Harold is a loser, okay? Everyone knows this. His parents know this. His siblings know this. The kids at his school know this. Even he himself, low-key, knows this. But it's something that he will never say out loud. He knows he's a loser. He's been bullied a lot. He's the type of guy where if rejected by enough girls in his life, he would completely become misogynistic. He would completely turn to being a red pill, Reddit incel content creator who's all about men know your worth. He would follow, what's his name? Andrew. He would follow Andrew Tate on Twitter. He would basically repost on TikTok videos that talk about when you're a good guy and these girls just don't see it. You know, those memes where the girl is like, ew, you're a nerd when he shoots a shot in high school, but at 30 he's all buff and he has money and he's wearing a suit, and the girl is a baby mama to 3 different kids with 3 different baby daddies. She goes back to him and he's all like, sorry girl, you missed your chance. He reposts things like that, but not now. If 2 more girls hurt him, he will lean that way. For now, I feel like he's not very aware on what's happening in the world, politically, economically, the state of the world, war, and all of those. He doesn't, not that he doesn't concern himself with those, but if things don't reach him on his For You page, he will never look them up. He will never look them up, and he will never know about how people are struggling and what people's political beliefs are. So because of that, I will put him in undecided. He switches based on who convinces him the most. So if he's watching like debates on Jubilee on YouTube, he'll be like, Charlie Kirk has a point. And he'll be like, ooh, but that college student, low-key, what she said about abortion, you know, it makes sense. So he'll never really be decided and stick to the same side. But, you know, sometimes his heart is in the right place. But after 2 more heartbreaks, I'm afraid to see where he ends up. Lashana. Now, Lashana is a black woman. She's smart. She knows what's in it for her. She knows her worth. She's educated. She get money. Her body tea. She's super thick. She's super pretty. She will never support Trump. She bashes him online on her public Twitter account, and she never cared. She's been called to HR 4 times in the past 2 years, and she may tell a joke, but she'll never tell a lie. She has gay friends, plural, gay friends in her circle, and she calls everyone girl. Whether you're male, you're female, you're non-binary, you're gay, you're straight, you're she doesn't care. She calls everyone girl. Oh, girl, tell me about it. You know, she's fun to be around. She's woke as well. She's donated to multiple causes. She's been in a few protests. She's that girl. That's all I'm going to say about her. I have nothing bad to say about Lashana. She's amazing.